Hey YouTube, Untamed here. So forgive me, I have been pretty bad at uploading videos the last couple weeks, but I promise you I do have a pretty good reason. So just a few weeks ago, I learned that a position that I applied for out in northern Colorado, I was accepted for. So we, the Untamed gang, we are gonna move yet again. So we are moving out to northern Colorado here in September, October timeframe, which is bittersweet because we know for a fact that we're never going to have such a beautiful piece of property ever again. We know we're not going to have this awesome site to look out our windows at ever again. So we're going to miss this for sure, but it is definitely the best move for the family. Not to mention, by us moving out there, it does offer a lot more stability and a long-term placement. So definitely excited for that. We knew being here, it wasn't going to be a forever gig either, even before coming out here. But granted, we did not think it was going to be so short-lived. We didn't think so. We got here less than a year ago. It would be just over a year when we end up moving. So a whirlwind tour out here. Pretty crazy how quick this one was. But still have several months here anyway. We're gonna enjoy it while we can, of course. So, but I'm also super excited to get back out to. As you guys know, we lived out in Wyoming for a while, and we really liked it there, which is partly why we ended up applying for this position out there. So I'm not gonna go into details of what it is. You guys know I purposely keep what I do off of social media on purpose. I promise I do work for the good guys, though. I'll leave it at that. But we are excited for it. It's gonna be a great opportunity for us to move out there. So, does that mean any changes to the fleet? If you guys remember, when we moved out here, I purposely downsized the fleet. That way we could just get the best possible interest rate for the house. We bought the house, and we got mid 2% for 2.5% about for our interest rate for the house, which is insane and unheard of. That is not going to be the case this time around, just because interest rates have gone up plenty, right? You guys know this last year was like historic lows for interest rates. Granted, this one's going to go up probably like 4 to 5. We'll see what it looks like. But we do also want to make sure that we're in the best possible position to get the best house out there, because that one, like I said, is going to be the long-term one. But what does that mean for the fleet? I haven't really decided just yet which ones I'm going to part ways with, if I'm being honest with you guys. So, Mrs. Untamed, this might shock some of you, but the Raptor is her least favorite, and by a long shot, really. It's shocking to me because, it is the most enjoyable to drive. 450 horsepower, just wicked fast acceleration. The sound, even though it's not a V8, it does sound really, really good. We've talked about that plenty. So, as far as the excitement factor goes, I feel like the Raptor, for sure, is leading the pack. But, realistically, this is, out of all the vehicles, this is neck and neck with the Land Cruiser when it comes to how much money is tied up. You guys know, this one, I paid a $7,000 markup on it when I bought it, which, it sucks paying a markup, especially me. You guys know I hate markups, but with all things said, it's actually not that bad. So I'm just trying to consider which one would be the smartest to part ways with at this point in time. This one, realistically, the market value on them is anywhere from $98,000 to $110,000, really, depending on where you live. So it is enticing. So I'll get my money back, maybe a couple dollars more if I were to sell this. But you guys know I put a few things into it as well, between the XPEL wrap, the PPF up front, ceramic window tint. I'd probably take off the diamond back there, which is $2,000 by itself. Wheel liner, the Line-X on the wheel wells here in the rear of the mud flaps, and ceramic coated the entire thing. So a few things that really added up. I think about $7,000 to $8,000 altogether if I were to keep it all on, like the diamond back there. So if I can get over 100 for it, I'd feel really good about that. But I'm still not entirely sold on the idea of selling this one. But I'd be curious to know what you guys think, what you would do. We're trying to make it so we leave here with 2 vehicles. That way, my wife and I can load up the kids and everything we have, and then drive out to Colorado and move out there comfortably without trying to tow anything or make 2 trips and flying back. But we're not opposed to doing that if it comes down to it. This is kind of the weird oddball, which you guys are plenty familiar with at this point, just because the dealership had the snafu on all the administrative paperwork, forcing me to keep a hold of this one for much longer. And it's kind of weird because this has become my daily driver. Every single day driving to work, I drive this. And like I'm developing this like kind of weird attachment to it, because you guys know I don't typically keep vehicles this long. It's been over a year, about a year now, and I'm developing a little bit of a soft spot for it, if you will. So, and just mainly because I can't sell it because I don't have the title. I'm waiting for that to come in due to the dealership's negligence. We'll call it an accident. We'll call it an accident. So, at any rate, so this was technically first on the chopping block. But then you got the Lime Rush, of course, 4Runner. Then we got, they're over here. Oh, you probably can't see them. And Land Cruiser. Let me get the tail on the Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser, that's the one I think it is the safest by a long shot to keep, just because, like I said, you know, I don't want to make that mistake 3 times now, selling and getting rid of the Land Cruiser Heritage Edition, especially now, because I do think the value will not go down below $100,000 for the next 5-10 years, assuming it doesn't crank up 100,000 miles on it. If you keep it below 50, I think it'll stick around $90,000 to $100,000 value. Whereas right now, at least I haven't looked lately, I think they are about 115 plus, 120 perhaps. So, but I'd be curious, what would you guys do in this predicament? You know, let me know which one is your quote-unquote least fair. I think you guys are probably going to pick that, because I get it. I mean, the channel has been, for the most part, based on Toyotas, so I get it. But anyway, guys, I just want to pop in and give you that update, and that is kind of like what the next several months are going to be a little hectic as we hopefully sell our house here and get into a new spot in northern Colorado. So appreciate you watching as always. Until next time.